Adjusting your guitar's neck relief is a simple and straightforward task that can help your guitar sound better and remove playing problems like fret buzz. Hi, I'm Connor from Roundtable Audio, and today I'll show you how to adjust your guitar's neck relief. I recommend doing this as part of a full guitar setup. I've made an easy to follow guide here that will walk you through everything you need to know step by step. To adjust your guitar's neck, you'll need the following tools: a capo, a hex key that fits your guitar's truss rod, and a set of feeler gauges. Your guitar's neck relief is set by adjusting the metal rod that runs through the length of the neck called the truss rod. Some people have concerns about adjusting their own truss rod, and while it is something that should be approached with caution, as long as you're not forcing it and you only make small adjustments at a time, you'll be completely fine. But if you're not confident doing it yourself, then take it down to your local guitar shop because they'll know exactly what to do. First, let's start by measuring the neck relief by checking the distance between the strings and the 8th fret, the wire, not the fretboard itself. When you're checking the relief, put the guitar in the playing position. This takes any pressure off the neck that could distort the results. As we're only interested in the amount of neck bow, it's important to remove other factors that affect your string's height, like your guitar's nut and bridge. To do this, place the capo on the 1st fret. Then, when you're measuring the gap, press down on the fret where the neck meets the body with your free hand. On this guitar, that's around the 17th fret. The ideal amount of neck relief varies depending on your guitar's fretboard radius, which is how curved it is. If you're not sure what your guitar's fretboard radius is, I'd say give it a quick search now because it's important for this step. Here's the measurements that you'll need. Now, take the correct feeler gauge for your radius and pass it under the low E string, remembering to press down on the other fret with your free hand. Make sure that the feeler gauge passes straight down, parallel with your fretboard, and not at an angle. It should pass through the gap while making contact with both fret wire and string, but without any excess friction. If there's a lot of friction or too large of a gap, then you'll need to adjust your guitar's truss rod. On most guitars, the truss rod is accessed at the top, but you might have to remove a little cover. But on some bolt-on neck guitars, you actually have to loosen the strings and pop the neck out of the neck pocket to access the truss rod, but this is a lot less common. To adjust your truss rod, take a hex key that's the right size for your truss rod's nut, which usually would have come with your guitar. Then, to increase the amount of relief and make the gap bigger, turn the hex key a quarter turn away from you. To decrease the amount of relief and make the gap smaller, turn it a quarter turn towards you. Again, it's really important that you work in small increments and don't force it, as that can really damage your guitar. If your truss rod is being a bit stiff, then try loosening it first by 1/8 of a turn, and that should get it moving. If it's still not budging, then take it down to a guitar store. It's much better to have a pro look at it than risk damaging your guitar. Once you've made your adjustment, retune your guitar and measure the gap again. Repeat this until the feeler gauge is just touching both the fret wire and string without any excess friction. Once you've finished, you can take the capo off. If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a like to help it reach more people, and stick around by subscribing for more guitar related content. Thank you.